Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for attending the Fall Orchestra Concert. I'm Isabella Meadows. I'm the president of orchestra.
And my name is Annika Cloud, and I'm the vice president of orchestra. Our 4 ensembles have been working very hard since the beginning of the school year on the pieces you will hear tonight. We are super excited for you guys to hear them.
In October, our symphonic and chamber orchestras had the opportunity to attend Baldwin Wallace's annual Northern Ohio String Festival. There our orchestras performed the pieces you will hear tonight and got professional feedback in our clinics.
On November 5th, a highly anticipated guest attended our classes and gave all the orchestras a clinic. We thank Dr. Tammy Yee for the incredible clinic, and we thank the Northern Ohio Youth Orchestra for giving us the opportunity to work with her.
The orchestra department would like to also give a special thank you to all those who helped us in this evening's performance, including staff, administration, PAC team, teachers, and last but not least, the families of our wonderful musicians who help concerts like this take place.
Finally, we ask that everybody be respectful throughout our 4 ensembles performances by silencing their phones. You may take pictures, but please no flash, as it distracts our performers. We hope that you enjoy this false.
Good evening. My name is Adam Barrett. I am one of the directors here at the high school. Our first group this evening is Camerata Orchestra. This is our entry-level group, mainly comprised of freshmen and sophomore members. And the first song that you're going to hear tonight is called Kingsfold. It's a traditional English melody that's been arranged by Deborah Baker Monday into a really beautiful set of orchestra melodies. You hear it passed around. Each instrument group will play that same melody in a variety of settings, so please enjoy.
Good evening. My name is Gregory Smith. I'm the other orchestra director here at Elyria High School. Our next piece is entitled Dramatic Essay. And in Dramatic Essay, the students, we really focused on changing our bow speed, changing our bow weight, and where we're playing in the bow. All of those things can change our dynamics and also change the way it sounds, our articulation. All right, our next group to come to the stage is the Symphonic Orchestra. The Symphonic Orchestra is our middle ensemble, and we have freshmen through seniors in this group. Our orchestra president and vice president mentioned an awesome visit that we had 2 weeks ago by an amazing conductor named Dr. Yi, who's a Korean-American conductor who's conducted all over the world. She currently resides in Los Angeles. And she came and worked with all of our students. Our administration was really gracious and was able to give us a little extended time for orchestra so that they could work with this amazing person. Dr. Yi works with the Los Angeles Youth Orchestra and a very famous conductor named Gustavo Dudamel. So it was amazing to be able to work with her. She shared our knowledge with us, which was fantastic. With all of the groups, she spent 2 rehearsals with them, 2 classes with them, and just really opened up their sound, got them sounding amazing. That was the first time Camerata Orchestra had ever worked with a clinician like that. In October, we took a field trip to Baldwin Wallace, and Symphonic Orchestra was one of the 2 orchestras that was able to work with the clinicians there as well. So I'm really excited that Elyria allows us to travel and work with these amazing conductors. Just really grateful. So we're going to get tuned really quick. As you can tell, it takes a while sometimes, depending on the weather and the instruments. So bear with us. We're going to get tuned, and then we'll be playing a piece called Resolute.
The other piece that Symphonic Orchestra is going to play for you today is called Momentum. There's a lot going on in this piece. It starts really fast and energetic and then transitions into a slow melodic section, changes key completely, and then loops all the way back to being exciting and fast again. A lot of people think that once our students learn their music, they're set and ready for the day, but the truth is there's so much to think about during a performance, and our students have been doing an excellent job of keeping track of everything. Who's got the melody? Am I in tune? Is my bow in the right place? Are my fingers in the right place? Am I playing the right style? It's a lot to execute on concert day, and this piece has a lot going on that you're going to listen to, so please enjoy. This is Momentum.
Okay, this is Fiddlers. We're going to play a really cool bossa nova piece. It's very different to play jazz in strings because jazz is really articulate. It's all about the beginning of the note, and strings we're really good at sustaining through the middle and the end of the note. So it's a big challenge. These folks have grown a lot in this style, and the cool thing about this piece is each section gets to kind of take a little bit of a solo in the middle of the song. So again, called Bossa Rojo, a bossa nova style piece. Thank you. One, two, three, four. our final orchestra this evening will be the Chamber Orchestra, who's taking the stage now. The Chamber Orchestra is our top group at this school. We had the great pleasure of going to Baldwin Wallace last month and working with Dr. Doug Drosty, who is the orchestra director at the Baldwin Wallace University College Conservatory of Music. So that was super fun. As mentioned, Dr. Yee from Los Angeles came to work with us. Dr. Yee was able to come thanks to a generous donation and grant from the Northern Ohio Youth Orchestra. So they completely footed the bill and paid for the flight as well as her time working with our ensemble. So we're really thankful to the Northern Ohio Youth Orchestra for that. In your program, you can see a few of our orchestra members are part of the Northern Ohio Youth Orchestra. If you don't know about this group, they're called NOYO for short, and NOYO rehearses at Oberlin, only 20 minutes away. I really encourage you to look into having your student participate in NOYO. They're having something called the New Member November for the following Sundays in November, and you can have your student go and sit in with one of the orchestras at no charge, just to experience what it's like. Nobody in NOYO is turned away because they can't afford it, can't afford the tuition. They work with the families to make sure that that's possible. So if you're interested in that, please email me. I can give you more information. It's really been an awesome experience for our students to be a part of. As we get set up, we're probably going to have to check our tuning again because tonight is crazy with tuning. But we do have 3 pieces tonight. I'll let Mr. Barrett introduce the first one after we tune.
I think it makes it all the more impressive that, they're as in tune as they are in a lot of what you're about to hear, because these instruments, even if you put the right finger down at the right time, you're never guaranteed to get the right pitch. It takes a lot of active listening and adjustment, and sometimes your strings just drift out of tune, and you have to be able to adjust in real time. It's a tough thing to do, but these students do it very, very well. The first thing you're going to hear is Daybreak. Daybreak is going to start really beautiful, slow, major piece where after the opening segment, it switches into a fast, rhythmically complex section in compound meter in 6/8, which has a lot of syncopated rhythms in it, meaning that the beat is not always where you expect it to be. It's a very challenging piece to play and stay together, but it's very enjoyable to listen to. Please enjoy.
All right, a couple more pieces. The next piece is the oldest piece on our program tonight. It's by a composer named Antonio Vivaldi, who was active during the Baroque era. And this piece is called Concerto Grosso, which does not mean like gross concerto. Grosso means large. And a concerto is when you're pitting a soloist against the orchestra. So in this style, what you have is each section has a very important role, and you'll hear that the melody gets passed around. It starts off with the cello bass, and then the violas take that same exact melody and it layers over top. And then the seconds and the firsts. It's called a fugue. And so this piece is a very complicated piece. Try to always listen in for what you hear in the cellos first as it travels around the orchestra. All right, so we're going to get ready for our final piece. A couple thank yous. Thank you so much to the administration here at Elyria High School, Principal Dodie Johnson. Molly Neubauer is here. Thank you so much, Molly Neubauer. Thank you to Ange Loss. Thank you to Amy Higgins, Communications Director. Thank you to J.R. Simons, who leads this awesome Performing Arts Center. Thank you to the students who are really focused and had an amazing first concert. Really proud of the work that they've done. We do have our next concert very soon, so it's a bit of a short turnaround just because of the schedule. So please make sure you check your schedule and calendar. The Camerata students will have December 9th, and the symphonic and chamber students will have the Holiday Spectacular on 12th and the 13th of December. So thank you very much. This last piece is really cool. It's by a young composer. He's younger than me. He's actually trombone player. His name is Adrian Sims. Trombone representation, great. So he's an amazing young composer, and this piece is called Where Falcons Fly. You can hear the soaring melody, the cross rhythm, 3/4 versus 6/8. It's an amazing piece. So a reminder to the students, make sure you clean up the cellos and basses when you leave. Please help put away chairs and stands, and thank you so much for a great first concert.